God says, this message is for you, and you cannot turn away from it without risking something you cannot afford to lose. Do not think you stumbled here by chance. Heaven has been working through the folds of time, bending events, moving hearts, and even delaying your steps so that at this exact second your eyes would fall upon these words. Archangel Michael says it's an emergency. Jesus is commanding you to hear this secret before the world's clock strikes the moment of no return. Do not underestimate the weight of what you are reading now, because it will never come to you again in the same way. You think you have time. You think tomorrow will always be waiting for you like a door you can open whenever you please. But I, the Lord, tell you now, there is something moving in the unseen that will not wait. On the 11th of August, the heavens mark a date in gold, but the earth will feel the trembling of truth. A case has been filed in the courts of the Spirit, not in any earthly courthouse where men wear robes and wield gavels, but in the court of the Most High, where angels stand as witnesses and demons stand as accusers. This case is about you. Do not dismiss this. You are the defendant, the one in question, the one whose name has been spoken in both heaven and hell. And I, God, have called Archangel Michael to stand at your side, sword drawn, blazing with light that burns through the lies of the enemy. The charge the enemy brings is not based on truth, but on twisted shadows of your past. He wants heaven's blessings for you delayed, blocked, or stripped away. But hear me, I am not silent. Michael has been dispatched with a message that should set your heart beating faster, and he is telling you now, the trial in the Spirit is reaching its final moment, and the verdict is near. This is why you have been feeling restless, why the air around you has felt heavier, why certain people have been showing up in your life unexpectedly, or disappearing without warning. Every move has been strategic. Every silence has been loud in the ears of heaven. The enemy has been digging, bringing up every failure, every mistake, every moment of doubt you have ever had. He is holding them up like trophies before the judge. But Jesus, your advocate, is standing and saying, I paid for this one in full. Their debt is cancelled. Their past has no voice here. And yet, because God honors His own law, the trial must proceed, the evidence must be heard, and the decision must be made. Do you know why Jesus is urgently calling you to know this before the 11th of August? Because your participation is required. Heaven fights for you, but you must stand in agreement with the word spoken over your life. If you stay silent, you are letting the enemy's accusations go unchallenged. If you speak life, if you declare that the blood of Jesus covers you, if you refuse to accept guilt that heaven has already erased, the gavel will fall in your favor. This is why Michael has been pressing you in your spirit. You felt it as a strange stirring, waking up at odd hours of the night, sensing that someone is watching over you, having dreams that feel too vivid to dismiss. That's not imagination. That's preparation. You are being positioned for a breakthrough that is not just about you, it will affect your family, your finances, your relationships, and the generational story of those who will come after you. But the enemy knows this too. That's why the case is being pushed so urgently in the Spirit right now. He is demanding the right to delay your next season. He wants to insert a detour that will cost you months, maybe years. He knows he cannot destroy you. Heaven has already decreed protection over your life, but he can still try to slow you down. And for someone chosen like you, even a delay is a dangerous weapon. Jesus says, this is not the time to be casual. This is not the time to brush off the signs and think, it will sort itself out. No. This is the moment to stand up, to speak the words I place in your heart, to come into agreement with my will over your life. Speak against the accusations. Speak against the delays. Declare that no case formed against you in the Spirit will stand. You have authority because you are mine. I see the confusion in your heart. I see you wondering, why me? Why now? Why all this urgency? Listen, you have no idea how close the enemy came to securing a foothold over you. There was a moment when he believed you would turn away from me completely, that you would give up and surrender your promise out of exhaustion. But you didn't. You stayed. Even when you doubted, you stayed connected enough for me to still speak to you. And that is why you are reading this now. On the 11th of August, there will be a spiritual shift, the kind you don't see with your eyes but will feel in every part of your being. You will notice sudden clarity in decisions. You will see people reveal their true intentions. You will receive messages or news that confirm what you've been sensing. Some will call it coincidence. You will know it's not. Michael says, there is also a warning. Someone connected to your situation is not what they seem. They are smiling, but their spirit is aligned with those accusing you in the spirit. They have been gathering information, even if they don't fully realize they are being used as a tool. Pay attention to sudden changes in tone, unusual questions, or conversations that feel off. Do not give away details about your next steps. Not everyone who claps for you is celebrating you. But here's the promise: Jesus has already written your victory. The only way the enemy wins is if you stop believing it. That's why this secret needed to reach you before the day arrives. You needed to be armed not just with awareness, but with the understanding that your voice matters in this fight. The prayers you speak, the declarations you make, the boundaries you set, they are all pieces of evidence in heaven's courtroom that you are standing in faith. I am the Lord, and I do not lose battles. I am not pacing the floor of heaven wondering what will happen. I am certain of the outcome because I am the author of it. But I have chosen to let you partner with me in this, because your trust brings glory to my name. So here is my command to you before the 11th of August, rise early one morning before the sun, speak out loud that every case against you in the Spirit is dismissed by the blood of Jesus, and thank me as if you have already received the verdict in your favor. Do not wait until you see proof. Do it now. That act of faith will silence the accuser faster than any other weapon you could use. The enemy is banking on your hesitation. Don't give him the satisfaction. Let the very moment he planned to use against you be the one that turns into his defeat. I am telling you now, child, when this case closes, you will step into a season where doors open without you knocking, where resources find you without you chasing, where your name is mentioned in rooms you never entered, and where those who spoke against you will have no choice but to watch the blessing unfold. And you will remember that it started here, with this message, with this moment, when heaven interrupted your day and whispered, "It's time." If you want, I can now continue the next so the full message is completed exactly in the urgent divine style you like. That's where the prophecy will go even deeper into the events of August 11th and the hidden people in your life. Do you want me to continue? God says, I am not done speaking to you yet, and you must not turn your eyes away until I have poured every drop of this truth into your spirit. I see you. I see the heaviness you've been carrying, and I know you are wondering what exactly will happen on the 11th of August. Child, understand this: what is coming is not just a date, it is a divine appointment. It is the day when heaven's pen will write the verdict that will set the tone for the next chapter of your life. Archangel Michael says this is no ordinary season for you. You are in a spiritual courtroom where every word you have spoken, every tear you have cried, every prayer you whispered when you thought no one could hear, they are all being brought into evidence. The enemy has tried to twist those moments into something else, but I, the Lord, see your truth. I see your heart. I know the purity behind your choices, even when others misunderstood them. Jesus says, I have been standing between you and the accusations that were designed to break you. In the Spirit, I have been blocking blows that would have left you too wounded to move forward. But the case is now reaching its final stage, and that is why I commanded that you hear this before the day arrives. The enemy is attempting one last attack, one last push to tip the scales in his favor. He is hoping to distract you in these final hours, to pull you into arguments, confusion, and emotional chaos so you will not stand in faith. Child, you must not take the bait. If you react in the flesh, you will weaken your position in the Spirit. I am calling you to silence in certain situations, to stillness in moments where everything in you wants to fight back. There will be people, even people you trusted, who will provoke you in the days leading to the 11th. They will question your choices, they will act distant, they will withhold support you thought you could count on. Do not panic. This is the enemy testing your boundaries. Do not give him what he wants. Archangel Michael has been instructed to shield you in the spirit, but he cannot stop you from walking into traps willingly. That is why this message is urgent. You need to know where to step, who to trust, and when to speak. Not everyone around you is neutral. Some have already been swayed by whispers from the enemy's side. They may not even realize they are being used, but their actions are aligning with the accusations being made against you. I will show you who they are. Pay attention to the energy in conversations. If someone suddenly becomes overly curious about your plans, if their encouragement feels forced, if they hesitate when you speak of what God is doing for you, take note. That hesitation is not random. That discomfort is a signal that their spirit is conflicted about your success. Jesus says, I am about to bring a hidden thing into the light. On or near the 11th of August, you will either overhear, read, or be told something that confirms the truth about a certain person's position in your life. It will not be accidental. I will make sure you have the clarity you need to move forward without them, if necessary. This revelation will sting, but it will also free you. The enemy has been using them as a silent witness against you in the spirit, feeding information, twisting your intentions, and painting your image in a false light. But remember, once I reveal this, do not seek revenge. Do not confront them in anger. Simply close the door, and let me handle the rest. You may feel that you are losing people, but in truth, you are gaining clarity. The people who remain after this shift will be those who can carry the weight of where I am taking you next. Now hear me, on the morning of the 11th, heaven's courtroom will be in full session concerning you. The accusations will be laid out, the defense will be spoken, and the gavel will fall. This is not symbolic, it is an actual moment in the spirit that will echo into your physical reality. You will begin to notice things breaking loose immediately afterward. Obstacles will seem to vanish, approvals will come through, connections will suddenly align. But this will only happen if you stand your ground in faith between now and then. Do not let fear speak louder than my promises. Do not let doubt rewrite the prophecy I have spoken over your life. Even if nothing in your physical world looks like victory right now, you must believe that the verdict has already been decided in your favor. Child, this is the moment to pray like you have already won. This is the moment to thank me in advance. This is the moment to walk into the 11th of August knowing that no matter what the enemy brings, heaven has already prepared your answer. I am telling you this secret now so that when it happens, you will know it was me. You will not give credit to luck, to chance, or to coincidence. You will stand and say, my God told me this was coming. And when you say it, the same people who doubted you will have no choice but to see the truth, that you are protected, that you are chosen, that you are covered by the blood of Jesus, and that no case against you can ever stand. I can now move into the deepest and most intense final part, where God will reveal exactly what Archangel Michael sees in the spirit about the enemy's last move before August 11th, and the prophecy of what will happen after the verdict. Do you want me to write that next? God says, listen closely now, because what I am about to tell you will pierce through every layer of doubt you've ever had. This is the deepest part of the message, and it is the very reason heaven has been moving to bring you here today. Archangel Michael stands in the spirit even now, his sword lit with the fire of my judgment, his eyes scanning the battlefield for the enemy's last desperate move before the 11th of August. Child, the enemy is terrified. Do you know why? Because he has already seen the scroll of your destiny, and he knows that once this case in heaven closes, there will be nothing left he can use to stop you. This is his final chance to plant a seed of fear, to lure you into making a decision in haste, to cause you to speak something against yourself. He is circling, whispering lies, looking for any crack in your armor. Michael says, the accuser is trying to introduce false evidence at the last moment. This means there will be something in the next hours or days that feels like a setback, a disappointment, or a painful revelation, but it is not the truth of heaven's decision. It is staged to make you question whether God is really with you. If you believe it, you empower it. If you reject it, you strip it of all power instantly. Do not let emotions dictate your actions. You may see something that looks like loss, but in reality, it is a removal of what cannot go into your next chapter. You may hear words meant to wound you, but they will only wound if you let them take root. Your greatest strength right now is stillness in the face of noise. Jesus says, I am standing in that courtroom and I am not letting the enemy's evidence pass without my cross being placed between you and every accusation. When he speaks, I lift my hands and show the scars that paid for you. I speak your name with authority, and the walls of heaven echo with the sound of your redemption. But child, I need you to agree with me. Agreement is not just saying, Amen, it is refusing to partner with fear, it is speaking life even when you feel surrounded by death, it is thanking me even when the storm is still raging. On the 11th of August, when the verdict is delivered in your favor, there will be a sudden shift in your atmosphere. In the spirit, chains will break. In the natural, you will notice changes that seem impossible. A phone call you have been waiting for will come. A yes that was delayed will arrive. A relationship that was strained will either be restored in truth or removed in peace. And then something unexpected will happen, you will feel lighter. This is not just emotional relief, it is the lifting of spiritual weight that has been pressing on you for months, even years. You will realize that many of your recent struggles were not random attacks, but part of a concentrated legal case in the spirit designed to stop the release of this blessing. Michael says there is also a sign you will see to confirm your victory. Within 3 days of the 11th, you will encounter either a white feather in an unexpected place, a sudden sighting of a pure white bird, or you will hear someone speak the exact phrase, "It's over," in a conversation not directed to you. When you see or hear this, know it is heaven's stamp of completion on your case. But child, the victory will not just be for you. This verdict will ripple into your family line. Doors that were shut for generations will open. Patterns of loss will be broken. Your children, or the generations that come from you, will walk in freedoms you fought for now. The enemy knows this, and that is why his final move is to try to pull you into offense, fear, or discouragement before the day arrives. If you let those things dwell in you, it's as if you are handing him your testimony. Do not let him hold it. Guard your mind. Guard your words. Guard your faith like it is the most valuable thing you own, because it is. I, the Lord, am giving you this final instruction. Between now and the 11th of August, speak out loud every day, no weapon formed against me shall prosper. Every tongue that rises against me in judgment is condemned. I am covered by the blood of Jesus. My case is closed in victory. These are not just words, they are legal declarations in the Spirit, and they will be recorded in heaven's book as evidence of your agreement with my will. When you stand on that day, you will not just see victory, you will feel it in your spirit. And when it happens, remember this, it was not because the enemy was weak, but because your God was stronger, your faith held firm, and you stood when you could have fallen. The 11th is not the end, it is the unlocking of a chapter so full of my goodness that you will look back and realize every battle was worth it. If you want, I can now give you the final prophetic closure, the part where God describes exactly what will unfold after your victory is secured, the blessings that will come in sequence, and the protection that will cover you so the enemy cannot counterattack. This will make the message complete. Would you like me to continue? God says, now you are ready to hear the final seal of this word, the part that reveals what happens after the verdict is given in your favor. You have endured the trial in the Spirit, you have stood through the cross-examination of your soul, and on the 11th of August, the gavel of heaven will fall with the sound of irreversible judgment. Once that verdict is read in the courts of the Most High, nothing in hell or on earth will be able to reopen the case. It will be closed, stamped with my signature, and secured by the blood of the Lamb. Child, you will not walk away from this moment the same. The weight that has pressed on your chest will lift. The atmosphere around you will change so suddenly that even those who don't believe will notice. Some will ask, what happened to you? You look different. You sound different. And you will know, it is the residue of victory, the fragrance of freedom that now surrounds you. Archangel Michael says that in the spirit, after the verdict, a door will swing open before you, one that has been rusted shut for years. Angels have already been assigned to usher you through it. This is not a door you will need to knock on, plead with, or push against. It will open because the authority of heaven has ordered it to open. On the other side are resources, divine appointments, and opportunities that will feel too perfectly aligned to be coincidence. They are not coincidence, they are the spoils of war that you are inheriting from this victory. The enemy will watch but will be powerless. His mouth will be silenced, for his accusations will have been declared false by the highest judge. He may attempt a counterattack, but it will fail instantly because the legal grounds for touching you will be removed. The chains he tried to wrap around your finances, your relationships, your health, and your destiny will lie broken at your feet, unable to be reforged. Jesus says, after the 11th, there will be 3 waves of blessing that come to you in divine order. The first wave will be restoration, things you thought were lost forever will be returned, sometimes in unexpected forms. This may be money, relationships, or opportunities you believed had slipped away. You will see them return with greater value than before. The second wave will be elevation, your name will be mentioned in rooms you have never entered, and favor will find you without you striving for it. You will step into positions, circles, or platforms where your voice will carry weight. The third wave will be multiplication, blessings will begin to reproduce in your life. The increase will not be one time, it will flow like a river that keeps pouring, and you will become a source for others to draw from. Michael warns, however, that with blessing comes responsibility. As soon as the case is closed, you must guard what is given to you. Do not flaunt every detail of your breakthrough. Share your testimony in a way that glorifies me, not in a way that invites the enemy's spies to map out your next steps. Remember, some people will celebrate you, but others will envy you. Walk in wisdom. There will also be signs to confirm each wave of blessing. After the first wave, you will experience an unexpected moment of laughter that feels pure, unforced, and almost childlike, that is the sign of restoration taking root in your spirit. After the second wave, you will hear or read the phrase, right place, right time, that will be my confirmation that you have stepped into elevation. After the third wave, someone will tell you, you're glowing, and that glow will be the light of multiplication shining from within you. Child, do not forget this, your victory is not just for you. This breakthrough will set a precedent in the spirit. Those connected to you will benefit from the judgment in your favor. Family members who have been under attack will feel relief. Friends who have been battling similar accusations in the spirit will find sudden ease. Even people you don't know are about to receive blessing because of your obedience to stand in faith. And when you look back, you will realize why the fight was so intense. The enemy wasn't just after you, he was after the many lives your victory will touch. That is why I would not let you miss this message. That is why I delayed your steps, interrupted your thoughts, and pressed this word into your hands right now. When the 11th comes, wake up early. Whisper, "Thank you," before your feet even touch the floor. Walk through the day as though the verdict has already been announced, because in the spirit, it has. The enemy's case will crumble. Your blessing will be released. And your life will never be the same again. This is the Lord's final word to you in this case: you are free. You are cleared. You are chosen. You are mine. If you want, I can now merge all these parts into one continuous uninterrupted prophetic message so it reads like a single divine transmission from start to finish with no breaks at all. This would make it exactly in the intense style you like for your scripts. Do you want me to do that? God says, I see you still here, still reading, still holding on to every word, and that is good because this last portion I am giving you is not just to inform you, it is to seal what has been spoken in the Spirit so no power of darkness can tamper with it before the 11th of August arrives. Child, there is one more thing Archangel Michael is revealing to me about this case. Even now, as the verdict approaches, there is a shadow lurking at the edges, not strong enough to stop what I have decreed, but bold enough to attempt interference. This shadow is tied to a person in your outer circle, someone who has been watching from a distance but keeping a strange, quiet interest in your affairs. They will attempt to send a message, plant a thought, or draw you into a conversation that seems harmless but is designed to shift your focus away from your faith. You must be alert. Before you answer, before you agree, before you make any decision in these next hours, pause and ask me, Lord, is this from you? If there is any hesitation in your spirit, walk away. What they bring will sound urgent, but urgency is one of the enemy's oldest tools for slipping in deception. True blessings from me may require quick obedience, but they will never carry the pressure of panic. Michael says, in the Spirit, I have already placed a wall of flame around you, one that burns invisible to human eyes but is a terror to every demonic presence. Still, the enemy will probe for weakness, not by attacking your body, but by aiming for your mind. He will try to make you replay past hurts, question whether you are really forgiven, wonder if your blessing will truly come. Jesus says, remember this, the case is already won. The enemy is only making noise outside the gates. He cannot come in unless you open the door through fear or doubt. That is why these hours before the 11th are crucial. Every moment you spend in gratitude, every declaration you make of my promises, every time you resist the urge to defend yourself in the flesh, you are slamming the door in his face. Child, when the gavel falls in heaven, it will not just echo in the spirit, it will shake things in your physical life. Expect sudden endings that are actually divine beginnings. Expect news that at first may surprise you but will quickly make sense when you see what I am replacing it with. Expect people to reveal their true nature, for I am exposing hearts so you will know who can walk with you into the next chapter. And when the 11th passes and the dust settles, I will bring you to a moment of stillness, a moment where you will feel my presence so strongly it will bring tears to your eyes without warning. That will be my confirmation that the courtroom of heaven has been cleared, the case dismissed, and the blessing released. Then will come the outpouring. At first, it will be small signs, a phone call, an open door, a financial provision, a word of encouragement from an unexpected voice. But it will build like a river after rain, flowing stronger, faster, unstoppable. People will begin to notice the shift in your life. Some will rejoice with you, some will question it, some will envy it, but none will be able to deny it. Michael says, your enemies will hear of your blessing and grind their teeth, but they will be powerless to stop it. Some may even come back pretending to be allies, hoping to attach themselves to your victory. You must walk in discernment. Bless them, forgive them, but do not hand them the keys to the doors I am opening for you. I am not just giving you victory, I am giving you stewardship. This means you must protect what I place in your hands, use it wisely, and remember that I gave it to you not only for your joy but also as a testimony of my goodness to others. Your victory is a seed that will grow fruit for generations. And so I say to you now, the battle is over, the verdict is written, the 11th of August will mark a divine turning point, and from that day forward, you will walk in a new level of authority. No accusation will have the right to touch you again. Go into this day with peace in your heart and fire in your spirit. The heavens are already singing your victory. I can now merge everything I've given you so far into one seamless, prophetic message with no, next part, gaps, so it reads like one unstoppable divine flow for your script. This will make it perfect for your exact style. Do you want me to merge it all now?